Hello and welcome back to Perpetual Carry Bag Reviews. Today we are comparing the GORUCK GR-1 and the Mission Workshop Rake. Now you may be asking yourself, why am I comparing two bags that are not made for the same purpose? I'll tell you. Because I think the same people are looking at each of these bags. I think that these bags are both expensive. They're both over $200, and I think that once you get above $200 and $300, you have people looking for the perfect bag. And I think that if you're looking through Reddit or other internet forums, you'll find people who love this bag, and you'll find people who love this bag. Now, I will say that the Rake is a much newer bag, so you're probably not going to find as many years of history about it. But the GR-1 has been around for a long time, and there's lots of opinions about it. So, if you're looking to make the jump from, a tried and true backpack that's at the end of its life and you're trying to upgrade to something that's great, I don't think you can go wrong with either bag, but we're going to talk through the price, aesthetics, and features of each of these bags, help you make the decision before you make your purchase. So, let's first talk about price. The GR-1 is $265, and that comes in either a 21 or 26 liter size. The Mission Workshop Rake is $370, and it comes in a 22 liter size. I should note that with this bag, I have the optional Cobra buckles here, and they were an extra $60, so this bag is actually $430, as you see it sitting right here. So it's a big difference. The question is it worth it? Well, let's talk through it a little bit, and then maybe you can make that decision for yourself. The aesthetics of the bag. The Rake is great because it has a nice, streamlined look to it. When it's on your back, it sits really flat on your back. It's not boxy, and if that, it's on your back, so you can't see it. But if you're the kind of guy who likes to put on your backpack, look in the mirror, it's a much more smooth and streamlined look with this bag. It's a bit more busy because of all the buckles and the rolls, but it sits closer to your back. And then also when it's full, you can pull these straps down tight, and again, it keeps most of the weight right on your back. On the other hand, the GR-1, it's much more boxy. There's no straps to sort of cinch it down, and it looks big and boxy on your back. Again, it's on your back. Does it make that much of a difference? Not really, but it's something to consider as you're making a purchase. If you're using one for the office, I think that the Rake is a bit more it's a bit more handsome, you might say, and I think it would fit in better in more professional settings. It's still a backpack, and backpacks are usually not very professional in general, but this one would fit in more in an office setting than I think this one would. It depends on what your office is like. You see what I'm getting at here. The GR-1 also has a bit more of it's boxy, but it's clean. You see there's not much going on the front, and that might be something that's interesting to you. It has the MOLLE straps on the front and the sides, so if you want to take this sort of template here, this sort of blank canvas, and add things to it, obviously you can do that, so that's a nice option. I've tried things on the front here, but I think that in terms of pulling it out from under seats and planes or trains or in your office, the fact that there's nothing on here means it's kind of easy to stick in and pull out of places, which I think is great. As I mentioned a little before, the Rake is kind of busy with all the buckles and the straps, but I think that they, depending on the situation you're in, it might not make a difference one way or the other, but it's just something to consider. And then other features. So the GORUCK GR-1 is 1000D Cordura. It's a very common fabric. It's on a lot of these EDC type bags. I don't know if they're all the same version, but this is pretty burly. It's got kind of a rough hand feel to it. I've had this bag for a few years now. Taken it camping, I've taken it on planes, I've taken it on dirt bikes, I've taken it to work. And once you get back from whatever you've been doing, if you just give it a quick wipe down, it looks pretty much like new. I've never taken it rucking, so it's never been full of 30 and 40 pounds of weight. It's never been in the mud. I've never dunked it in the mud. But it's been pretty much coated in dust and dirt, and it comes back to looking pretty much like new, which is great. With the Rake, it's something called, it's a Mission Workshop. They say it's their own fabric, HG500, which has that 500D, so it's a bit more refined. Um, and something they like to tout about this product is that with time it develops a patina. I've had this bag for at least 6 months and used it in rain and different kinds of weather. And it looks pretty much brand new, which is great. But it does feel a little bit softer on the hand than this bag. In terms of the back, if you're the kind of person who wears, full merino t-shirts like Outlier UFTs or any of the woolen prints, merino t-shirts, I think that both of these bags, the back panel is going to be pretty hard on your t-shirts. So my suggestion is that whichever bag you go with, it would be good to put at least a layer between this back panel and a shirt that might be a little bit more delicate. So that's just something to consider as well. All right, so moving to the features. The GR-1 says it's rainproof. The Rhake VX says it's waterproof. What's the difference? I'll tell you. So it's my impression with use of this bag that it's rainproof because there's such a tight weave from this fabric that things just aren't going to get through. With the Rhake VX, there's actually a liner in here. Every pocket has a liner that's a waterproof liner. If I were going to choose one to dunk underwater, both of them, neither of these bags say you should dunk it underwater, but I feel like the liner in here gives me a bit greater sense of security in terms of the waterproof properties of the bag. In discussions I've seen of this bag, it is rainproof, but the makers of the bag and the people who use the bag won't go as far to say that it's fully 100% waterproof. In practice, I don't think you're going to see much of a difference. But again, the peace of mind of the actual second layer in here to make this bag waterproof, I think that this the Rhake gets my vote for more waterproof bags. If you live in the Pacific Northwest, you ride a bike or you ride a motorcycle, and you need a bag that's going to never let you down when you have papers and electronics in the bag, I think the Rhake is the best choice by that metric. And then one of the biggest differences between these bags is organization. The GR-1 has an outside pocket and two small pockets on the inside of this outer piece, and that's it. There's MOLLE inside for you to do your thing if you want to add things to it, but it doesn't come with any pockets on the inside. So it's much more of a blank canvas, and I think that a lot of people who use these bags, they might put something inside, but they also, as someone who's used this bag for a long time, what I like about it is that it's like it's a blank template, and depending on the trip I'm going on, I may add things or take them out, but I can always get back to that base clean slate of nothing going on inside, just a full compartment. I use the Patagonia packing cubes, and I can fit probably 2 or 3 of them in this bag, and I like that flexibility, depending on whether I'm carrying camera equipment or clothes or technology or whatever it may be. With the Rhake has 2 front panels here that zip out, and inside one of them, it's just a blank space. Inside the other one, there's like a small mesh pocket, and there's places to put pencils. So you have the storage built in, which is great if you're going to use it. If you're not, then it just kind of gets in the way. Because I go between bags pretty regularly, I store all of my things in smaller pouches. So I have a pouch that has, a computer charger and a phone charger. I have a pouch that has pencils, pens, and erasers. So I just stick those pouches inside of here, but I don't use the built-in storage. That's a really critical difference between these two bags. This bag requires you or allows you to be more organized than you might ordinarily be because it has the pockets with the pockets inside the pockets, and this doesn't. This, if you're the kind of person who is prone to sort of dumping things in, you could just dump all your stuff in here, and for better or worse, that's sort of what you have. It doesn't help you to get organized, but you have to bring your organization system to this bag, where The Rake has its own organization system that you just need to take advantage of. So I think that's a really critical difference. So how do you choose between these two bags? I think we have to go back to the price. Again, $265, $370 plus 60. For a difference of almost $170, you get a more refined bag here with more storage choices, and you get the peace of mind of a waterproof liner. For $260, you get a burly bag that you can add pockets to customize it for your own needs, and you can throw this bag around, and you'll never have any worry that anything's going to happen to the bag. They both have a great lifetime warranty, and I think both companies are small enough and responsible enough that they stand by both the bags, so that's not really an issue either. So again, what I would say is, for the same weight, do you want a great bag that's burly, that's hardcore, that's simple, that you need to add your own organization system to? If that's what you're looking for, get the GR-1. If you want a bag that's a bit more refined, with more pockets and a stronger, waterproof lining, then go with the Rake. I think that if you have $300 to spend, and that's your limit, you really can't go wrong with this bag. And for this bag, I don't know that I'm taking advantage of all the differences in this bag that make it cost $430 over the $265 GR-1. I've liked both. I've used both. Right now, I'm using the Rake, and I like it a lot. But I think that you can't go wrong with the GR-1. I also think you can't go wrong with the Rake. So again, it's a personal choice thing, but I hope that I've given you some differences between the bags as you make your decision about which one makes the most sense for you. I think the customer service is great for each of them too, so that doesn't really make a difference. Again, burly, strong, very limited organization. Less burly, strong, waterproof, and lots of organization. And the choice is yours. I hope you have enjoyed this review. Thanks for tuning in to Perpetual Carry Bag Reviews. There will be more bag reviews to come. If you have any questions, comments, leave them below. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss what's coming next. And I'll see you soon.